et audivi vocem magnam de caelo dicentem, ecce tabernaculum Dei cum hominibus. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men. In the season 4 finale, The Key and the Lock, Father Angelo Rossi stood at the precipice of eternity, faced with the ultimate choice, salvation or destruction. In a moment of despair and defiance, he unlocked the first word, shattering the fragile balance of existence. The gates of despair were thrown open, and with them, Lucifer's reign began. I'm BJ Southwell, and this is Season 5, Lucifer's Reign, Hell on Earth. Tonight we begin with Episode 1, The Dawn of Dominion, as the world descends into chaos and the first whispers of rebellion stir in the shadows. Chaos spreads like a relentless storm, consuming cities, shattering faith, and extinguishing hope. The shadows of Lucifer's dominion grow deeper, suffocating all who stand beneath them. Tonight we embark on a chilling journey into a world reshaped by betrayal, despair, and the faintest whispers of rebellion. The world teeters on the brink of annihilation. In New York City, skyscrapers sway ominously against a crimson and black sky. Glass rains down as a mother shields her child, whispering, "It'll be okay," though her voice quakes with uncertainty. The city's heartbeat slows to a panicked wail of sirens, cries, and the constant rumble of collapsing infrastructure. Above, fiery rifts carve jagged scars through the heavens as the oppressive weight of Lucifer's dominion takes hold. Far across the ocean, Vatican City is no sanctuary. Statues of saints tumble and shatter, the Sacred Heart of faith now a ruin of despair. The Pope kneels in the wreckage, his rosary slipping through bloodied fingers. Miserere nostri, Domine, he whispers, even as fissures snake through the earth, swallowing relics whole. Around him, the faithful's prayers turn to screams, their voices drowned by the cacophony of destruction. Yet still he stands, rallying those who remain. Hold fast to your faith, he urges, though the tremble in his voice betrays his fear. The devastation spreads without mercy. In rural India, fields wither in moments, the air choked with decay. A child's plaintive cry echoes across barren land. What will we eat? His father's silence speaks volumes. In sub-Saharan Africa, famine's grip tightens. A mother holds her starving child close, murmuring a desperate prayer. Give us this day our daily bread, though the heavens offer no response. Tokyo falls beneath a vile green mist as pestilence weaves through its streets. Hospitals overflow. The city's once bustling avenues are now lined with the dead. The 4 horsemen ride unabated, each heralding destruction that deepens the shadows of Lucifer's rule. Atop the shattered remains of St. Peter's Basilica, Lucifer surveys the chaos. His regal form radiates menace, his blazing eyes alight with triumph. Exe ego et exe veritas, he declares, his voice resounding across the desolation. Beside him, Angelo's shoulders sag under the oppressive weight of his choice. Guilt consumes him, but Lucifer's grip is unyielding. You are my instrument now, the fallen angel intones. Together, we will reshape this broken world. Angelo's heart is heavy with doubt. The edges of Lucifer's promises cut deep, their allure laced with cruelty. In his reflection, he sees not a savior but a pawn. Still, resistance begins to stir. In Paris, amidst the ruins, a young artist sketches images of hope, his final breath whispering, "Hope is eternal." The sketches inspire a flicker of defiance. In Washington, D.C., world leaders grapple with the crisis, their alliances strained but resolute. Survivors across continents form enclaves of rebellion, their whispers carrying the promise of a fight. Amid the growing resistance, Angelo's torment deepens. He stands before a fractured mirror, his reflection a shadow of the man he once was. Quid feci, he whispers, despair choking his voice. Lucifer's hand falls heavy on his shoulder, a gesture as commanding as it is sinister. The dawn of my dominion has only just begun, Lucifer murmurs, his laughter echoing like a storm over the shattered world. In the flickering light of a crumbling cathedral, a small group of survivors gathers in secret. Among them is a former Vatican archivist, Father Matthias, a man whose life was defined by preserving sacred knowledge. Once a devoted scholar within the Vatican's secret archives, he had spent decades unraveling cryptic texts and lost scriptures. His motives now were deeply personal, haunted by visions of his parish, once vibrant and faithful, now reduced to silence and ruin. Clutching a tattered manuscript that speaks of a counterbalance to the first word, Matthias sees this as both penance for his failures and the only hope to redeem a world he had failed to protect. "It's a long shot," he says, his voice raw with urgency, "but this might be our only chance." The group exchanges wary glances before nodding, the fragile spark of rebellion igniting within them. They pore over the manuscript, piecing together fragmented passages that hint at ancient rites, a way to disrupt Lucifer's dominion. Each deciphered word comes at a cost, their progress marked by dwindling numbers as Lucifer's forces close in. Their clandestine efforts attract the attention of War, one of the four horsemen. With crimson eyes and a sword forged in the fire of chaos, War descends upon the survivors. The earth quakes with each step he takes, his presence suffocating. The survivors fight valiantly, their makeshift weapons a testament to their desperation, but they are no match. One by one they fall, their blood soaking into the cathedral's cracked stone floor. The Vatican archivist, the last to stand, raises the manuscript defiantly. "Truth will outlive even you," he spits, moments before War's blade strikes him down. Angelo, watching from afar through visions granted by Lucifer, feels a pang of something long buried: remorse. The sight of the Vatican archivist's sacrifice triggers a cascade of memories. The faces of his congregation, the prayers he once led, and the quiet moments when faith felt unshakable. Now those moments are ghosts haunting his every thought. Each vision he endures becomes a reminder of the cost of his decision, a weight pressing against the chains Lucifer has bound him with. As guilt festers, it begins to intertwine with the faintest glimmer of defiance, a whisper deep within him. "This is not who you are." The sight of the archivist's sacrifice stirs memories of his own faith, his own belief in the resilience of the human spirit. Lucifer, sensing Angelo's turmoil, tightens his grip. "They are nothing more than ants beneath our feet," he sneers. "Do not let their meaningless deaths distract you from your purpose." But the seed of doubt has been sown. Angelo's nights grow more restless, his dreams haunted by the faces of the fallen. Among them, the archivist's final act lingers, a silent accusation that Angelo cannot ignore. In Lucifer's throne room, the fallen angel's temper flares as reports of small rebellions continue to surface. A council of his most loyal demons gathers in the dim glow of hellfire, their twisted forms casting grotesque shadows on the stone walls. "How is it," Lucifer growls, his voice a thunderous roar, "that these vermin persist in defying me?" One demon, Zarak, steps forward, his skeletal wings quivering. "Master, their hope is a stubborn weed. It clings to the cracks of despair." Lucifer's gaze shifts to Malthus, the schemer, who watches with a calculating smirk. "Perhaps," Malthus hisses, "we should allow them a taste of triumph. A false victory can crush hope more thoroughly than defeat." The room falls silent as Lucifer contemplates the suggestion, his eyes narrowing. Let them play their game, he finally decides, his tone ice-cold. But when the time comes, they will understand the true meaning of despair. Ensure our forces are ready to strike when the moment is ripe. A sinister grin spreads across Malthus's face as the other demons murmur their agreement. Lucifer's fingers drum against the armrest of his throne, each tap echoing like a death knell. This rebellion will be their undoing, not mine. Let them try, he snarls, his voice reverberating through the desolate halls. Let them learn the futility of hope. Lucifer's growing frustration draws the attention of Malthus, the scheming demon of betrayal and chaos. Malthus emerges from the shadows of the throne room, his serpentine form twisting with malevolent grace. Your dominion may be absolute, my lord, Malthus hisses, his voice like the scrape of iron on stone. But the seeds of rebellion grow in fertile soil. Allow me to infiltrate their ranks. I will sow discord and ensure their hope collapses upon itself. Lucifer regards Malthus with a calculating gaze, his anger tempered by intrigue. Do as you wish, Malthus, he commands, but do not fail me. Their destruction must be as complete as their despair. Malthus disappears into the shadows, leaving behind an unsettling chill. He begins his work in the ruins of humanity, whispering lies and stoking fears among the survivors. Their unity falters as suspicions arise, and the fragile bonds of their rebellion begin to fray. The demon's presence is insidious, his machinations a slow poison threatening to unravel the last threads of hope. In the shadows of this unfolding war, Angelo's path becomes clearer. The chains that bind him are heavy, but the faint promise of redemption lies within them. As the survivors' resistance is crushed under the might of the horsemen and Malthus's manipulations, their sacrifice ignites a question within Angelo. Can he turn the tide from within? The journey forward is uncertain, and the stakes are impossibly high. Yet, the smallest glimmers of light can illuminate a path in the darkest moments. And so, we stand on the precipice of what comes next. Will Angelo find the strength to defy his master? Will humanity's fragile hope endure the trials to come? Join us next time for Episode 2, The Chains of Allegiance, where new alliances will be forged and the true cost of resistance will be revealed. Until then, keep your faith close and your courage closer, and remember, even in the darkest nights, the dawn is never far away.